This week on Dak and Ju, we are making our take on a classic Bolognese ragu.
The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of onion. Julie loves the flavor of shallot, so she brought some of those over. We're gonna do a little bit of a combination.
While Dakota's cutting up the onion, I'm gonna start chopping up our celery and our carrot. We're gonna do a really fine dice of these two things. Fare thee well. I'm not peeling the carrots because I don't feel like it.
I never peel carrots.
I never peel them.
I don't know why people do. I just don't get it.
All you classically trained chefs out there, tell us why we peel our carrots. Sometimes when I'm cutting onions, it's like I'm never going to be able to open my eyes again. She's prepared. And we are going to add olive oil into our pot along with our carrots, celery, and onions.
Julie's adding salt at basically every step of the process. Instead of adding it just at the end, we're gonna make sure that each part of the recipe is well seasoned.
So our carrots, our onion, and our celery are going to caramelize and cook down. And once they're cooked down a little bit more, we're gonna add in our meats and brown all the meat up as well.
Our meats, a trio of meats.
We're now adding our meat.
So pancetta, ground lamb, ground pork.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. And then we're gonna add the garlic that we minced earlier.
We like to add it in later so that it doesn't burn. And then you get the full garlic flavor instead of burnt bits of bitter garlic.
So now that the meat is browned, we are going to add 1 cup of milk, 1.5 cups of chicken stock,
Tomato paste.
and we're also going to put in a whole 28-ounce can of whole peeled tomatoes. And then we're going to add about 1/2 cup of dry red wine.
I'm going to turn the heat up and bring this whole pot to a boil. And then once it comes to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat and just let this thing simmer for as long as possible, honestly.
So for 2 hours until people come over.
Yeah. I have also made this before, like at night, and just let it simmer for a long time while I'm, cooking a different dinner or doing dishes or whatever, and then served it the next day. So whatever works for you.
So at this point, our sauce has been reducing for over an hour. Yum!
It looks beautiful. What started out as a very, very full pot, almost overflowing with liquid, has totally reduced down to this beautiful, meaty, deliciously salty sauce. And the last and perhaps most important step is I'm gonna add a pretty good chunk of butter into the sauce. And once that's melted, it's pretty much ready to serve. So at some point you'd be boiling water to cook up your preferred type of noodle.
So if you remember earlier, we added a bit of a red wine to our sauce. We're also drinking it, and we chose an Old World Syrah.
So Syrahs are kind of really well known for having kind of this earthy, leathery kind of flavor, which we think pairs really nicely with the lamb. Let's dig in.
Yummy, a little Parmesan. Oh my God, this smells so good.
Yum, yum. Wow. That is amazing. Like perfectly salty, so fatty and rich.
But also acidic, obviously.
And the noodles are like really beautifully coated in the sauce, so you get like, flavorful noodles and this really rich and interesting sauce to go with it.